I'm Professor Dag, and please enjoy these 31 tales from the creep.
Chapter 7. The Preacher. I've been writing for a long time. Ever since I can remember, I like to do it. I always loved English class in school, too. The writing, the reading, the history of the writers, and the smell of the old books. When I learned of the Transcendentalist, I was highly influenced, so much that I wrote something almost every day about nature and my place in this world. When my junior year of high school came around, I ran into some trouble with my relation to the rest of the world. I just didn't seem to fit in with my surroundings or the people. I retreated further into writing, into nature. One day I was in my room in the basement, feeling particularly more out of place than usual. I felt an overwhelming sense of dread and despair, so I walked to my desk in the corner of the room and started writing. I decided I would write in a different way than I did most times. I wrote for a while, it seems like, and when I finished writing, I put the pen down and folded up the paper and put it in a folder leaflet labeled 99. Life went on. Yesterday I went through a box of old stuff I had held on to because I needed to go through all the writings I ever did to maybe find some kind of hint as to what was going on with this letter that was in my truck. I came across my old papers when I found a certain folder. As I thumbed through, I saw 99. I started reading some of my old writings. A lot of what I had wrote was introspective and naive, but heartfelt, and I was grateful that I had kept them. One after the other, I was reminded of the joy and solace I had discovered in letting everything I had held inside to be able to get out, to be left on paper. After a while, I got tired of looking back in time, though, and I still needed to get to the other stuff in the box to maybe find some kind of clue. I reached for one last paper before I would move on. I unfolded the creases and smoothed it out. As I began to read, I realized that this wasn't like the other writings. This might be what I was looking for. It was written with more ominous wording, and it felt like it wasn't supposed to be in that folder. It was a letter, and at the end of it was dated 1999, but the handwriting was different from the others, more crude and sporadic. And at the bottom left-hand corner there was a small picture of a gravestone drawn with the name Gurley on it, and the date was 1888 to 1920. There were also other numbers, long numbers, written at the bottom of the page. I must have wrote this, but it didn't feel like me. I read on to the end where I saw, "Meet me here at the grave at these coordinates on this date, October 10th, 2019. I'll tell you everything." Signed, The Preacher. My heart skipped. This is what I needed to find. But why was this in here? Why 99? Who really wrote this, and how'd they know I'd find it? With this and that letter from myself in my truck at the farmer's market, I knew something was lurking around the corner, waiting.